Yewande Ayegusi from Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB Headquarters, Abuja. With me here this morning is Mrs. Abimbola Munirat Lawal. She is the Deputy Director of Investigations and Standards Division, a division in the Quality Assurance Department. She's also the ACTU Chairperson. ACTU is the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit. It's an arm of ICPC. I want to have a brief interactive session with her. She's going to enlighten us on some of the functions of ACTU and how it relates to JAMB. Ma, you are very welcome to this session. Please, I'm going to take some of your time. I want you to please briefly explain to us what are the functions of ACTU.
Thank you very much. Before going into the functions of ACTU, let us even know what is ACTU.
Yes.
ACTU simply means Anti-Corruption Transparency Unit, and it is a unit under an anti-graft called ICPC, that is Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. The aim of ACTU really is just to fight corruption against MDAs. What is MDAs? Ministries, departments, and agencies of government. To fight corruption, to block the leakages, in order to have a fruitful development in the country. That's the aim of ACTU in MDAs. And in JAMB, it's not different. You understand? So ACTU in JAMB is actually doing the same thing.
Viewers, my name is Yewande Ayegusi from Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB Headquarters, Abuja. With me here this morning is Dr. Kumi Popola. He's the Director of Psychometrics Department in JAMB. We have a brief interview session with him. We want him to enlighten us of some of the functions of Psychometrics Department in JAMB. Thank you. Good morning, sir. You're very welcome to this interview session.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you briefly enlighten the public on the basic functions of your department? What is Psychometrics Department all about?
Psychometrics essentially is concerned with the procedures that scientifically estimate traits. The traits we are talking about is ability in our context. We want to know the ability of these candidates so that we can be able to place them on a comparable scale, so that the results that we get, it will be reflective of actual achievement, and we can now make rational selection into our universities by saying that we are fair, equity is involved, and again, that the results that we get are valid and reliable.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, there are some claims that some of our questions are being leaked out. Some people say they have a foreknowledge of the questions we're going to ask for during the exams. Can you please enlighten the public? Could this be true?
That is not true. The way JAMB conducts its exams nowadays, especially now, a number of measures have been put in place that is almost practically impossible for anybody to say he has a foreknowledge of exam that he's going to do in his own session.
Okay.
Number one, at the point of developing the test, JAMB makes use of a computer system, one of the most modern techniques, with the item response theory of determining the true ability of candidates. Now, and with the knowledge of IRT, we are now able to create many parallel forms.
Sorry, what is IRT, sir?
IRT is item response theory.
Okay, thank you.
And I will maybe dwell on that if we have time later. Now, through IRT, we have been able to create multiples of exams, many parallel forms, such that even the questions, they are similar. You look at the questions, they are different in content or face value. But in terms of psychometric characteristics, the psychometric characteristics are the data, the psychometric data that we use, to support the content. so that when we have, just like I said earlier, JAMB administers multiple exams. Like for the physics of last 2018, we had more than 30 test forms that we administered to all the candidates that are taking physics. So you ask the question, how do you ensure comparability? You ensure comparability using this item response theory, 3-parameter level, in terms of determining the probability of success. Once you determine the probability of success for P theta for 1, I will not talk too much on the technical.
Yes, exactly.
You will see that it runs across, and it takes into cognizance the difficulty level of the paper, the difficulty level of the item and of the paper, the discrimination level of the item, and the susceptibility to guessing. So these parameters, they are imbibed into a function, and just like I said earlier, computer has come to solve problems. So by the time there are computational estimation measures, that are done with the aid of computer, that you are able to determine that these forms, various test forms, they have comparable difficulty, they have almost similar psychometric properties, despite the fact that they are different in the face value, in the content. They are different, but they are actually testing the same thing, and they require the same number, the same level of ability to be able to surmount the encounter or scale through the question or pass the question. So that is number one. That is number one that we do. Now, JAMB draws items from a bank, and a bank is a storehouse of calibrated test items. Calibrated in the sense that you have information about them. You have predetermined information about specific items that constitute the bank. So by the time you draw items from a bank, which is a repository, it is impossible for anybody to know which of the items, because it's done randomly. In fact, it is called linear on the fly mode of selecting questions from the bank. It is almost impossible for anybody to know which of the tests from the computer will gather together. So the computer selects these items from the bank based on some characteristics at random. So even if you are the setter, it is impossible for you to know which of the items the computer will choose.
Hello, listeners. My name is Aminu Mohammed. Here with me is Director Test Development, Dr. Bakori. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Sir, please, can you start by telling us what a test development is and what are the functions of the test development in JAMB?
Basically, the schedules of the department start from developing the test blueprint, talking about the syllabus and individual papers blueprints as to how many questions, what aspect of the syllabus. From there, we go into developing, or rather writing the items, which could be internally or externally. Internally meaning the staff within the department do that. And when you talk of external, you commission academics from all tertiary institutions, universities, polytechnics, colleges of education. And they develop items which are brought to the department, and the subject officers carry those items to the normal processes until they are finally certain to be good to go as test items of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board quality. That is the main function of the department.
Benefit of the listeners, sir. Can you throw more light on the stages of test development? Because you have mentioned item generation, item moderation, and so on and so forth. So what are the stages, both internal and external, of developing those tests so that the listener will now understand in any way, either in-house or out there, there is no way some people can have access to our items?
Well, again, as I've told you, I have to be guided by the security nature of the department. Yes. However, yes, it may suffice to say that, as I earlier told you, yes, we have two sources of generating items. But mainly the main source of our items are from, the academic staff of the universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, and even monotechnics. But sometimes our staff, internal staff, also help in developing the items. So right now, what we do in order to safeguard the skill sanctity of the items,
Yes, sir.
we have started from last year of organizing an item generation conference. Hitherto, we were commissioning people from their institutions, they write, and we go around to collect the items. And then come back to now assemble them to make test forms. But from 2016, we decided, with the approval of the board, to go for an item generation conference, where people will be invited from all over the country, and they will be accommodated in a hotel. They will be restricted. There will be restriction of movement. Nobody should come and see them. They will not go out. Within a defined period, the questions are written there and submitted. And they are not being submitted into 40 test forms. You are asked to write questions in a section.
Yes.
So, depending on the number of items you are told to write in these sections, you may not know when it will come out. You will not even know whether it will come out. Therefore, it is so much skill that, yes, by the time you hand over the questions, even the paper you scribble your questions on,
Yes.
is being retrieved. You don't go anywhere. You don't come in with your handset, let alone a computer set. You are given paper and pencil there, paper and biro there. You write the questions. When they are accepted, they are collected by the subject officer, and then taken to where they will be typeset. They are brought back for editing. Once they are finalized, it's taken. The writer will never see them again. And that's not the final stage. Even after doing that, they are taken to another set of resource persons, another team, who will look at those questions to probably change the stem, to probably change the options, so that even if you think, yes, I was in that conference, I have written questions,
It may change.
it may change.
Yes.
By the time you see your final question, you may not believe it is even your
It was
question.
the one that
The idea may still be there, but
Okay.
it may not be the same question.
questions.
Good afternoon, viewers. I am Olukaide Samadada of the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAMB, and we are here at the office of the Director, Information Technology Services, in the person of Mr. Fabian Okoro. Good afternoon, sir. You are welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Sir, before we go fully into the brief interaction, could you give us a hint of what your department does within the board?
Well, as the name implies, Information Technology Services Department. Information Technology Services Department is a service department within the board. We are saddled with the responsibility of implementing all ICT projects within the board, right from when the candidates want to pick the application form to the point they write the exam until they are given admission. So the department services of that department or renders help to other departments for them to achieve their statutory responsibilities within the board. So that's just the summary of what the ITS is doing.
The event when the results are released, there are situations where candidates are able to, through some means, edit the results. The results that they have gotten, they have a way of editing the results. What has the board put in place to ensure that such results that have been edited are not going to scale through in the process of admitting those candidates into universities or other tertiary institutions?
Well, thank you very much for the question. For over the years, the board have always improved on their service delivery to the public. And wherever we see some things that people are capitalizing upon to cheat on the system, we always try to block it. Now, you mentioned about the issue of editing.
Yes, sir.
Anybody, if somebody can print the currency of a nation, which you now call fake currency,
yes,
that means any other document can be faked.
yes.
But when you go to the real source, you not call that document is not real. Even the certificate you get from the universities, somebody can go and fake a certificate and give to himself. But when you now make a reference to the issuing institution, you not call that the certificate the person has provided is fake. So candidates have over the years, through their agents, faked most of the documents. But whenever the institutions verify, they discover that those documents are fake. Now, when we are doing the admission, we have to, by sending printers to the universities, any result they bring that is not in the printer is thrown out. Now we have introduced what we call Central Admissions Processing System. The admission is done online. So whatever anybody is editing, the person is just playing around with his computer and with his printer and the graphics documents to manipulate. But at the end of the day, you discover that it's just an effort and exercise in futility because it doesn't reflect on the main system.
And if for any reason there is a room where they can operate, how can the board check such things?
Well, thank you very much. Even before I joined JAMB, I had the same story. But when I joined the system, I'm not sure that it was all cock and bull story. Yes, people fake the documents. People claim all sorts of things. What the board have done in the past 2 years with the new present management, that anybody that brings a fake document here, the person is handed over to the security agencies. In fact, when we started doing the letters of admission, somebody will go and fake a letter of admission and now come back to JAMB, say, help us, the university say we should authenticate it. You printed fake something, you are bringing it for us to authenticate for you. We handed it over to the police for prosecution. In fact, when some of them were handed over to the police, they don't bring it again now for us to authenticate. Now, many of them now are using the online. Out there on the online, there are so many things that are going on. For the past 2 years, JAMB have arrested a good number of them, which I'm sure that ACTU is aware of. Yes. The EFCC have prosecuted some of them have been arrested. But it's called that these people are just reaping on the gullible society. They will claim all sorts of things. There is the most recent one here. I have one here. They claim that the candidate score can be upgraded. The same candidate, the valid raise number, the candidate score.
A valid candidate.
A valid candidate. It's called 156. Now they now upgraded it to on their own design. It's still out there on the net. 302. If I have my way, I'm going to make a case that this type of candidate should be banished from right now on examination because he must have given his credentials to this fraudulent website. Of course, when you go to the JAMB website, the result checker is free. You can even check the same range number and now discover that the same person they have advertised now on the net that has been upgraded from 156 to 302.